All right, guys, so this is your vector voyage lab. So the objective says, how do we use vectors to understand directions, distance, and times associated with movement and speed? So to give you a little background information, it says, although first described by mathematicians, nearly every branch of engineering uses vectors as a tool today, especially to calculate force and stress. Mechanical, aerospace, civil, and chemical engineers who design using fluid dynamics concepts use vectors in their calculations to describe real-world forces such as wind and water movement. Electrical engineers also use them to describe the forces of magnetic and electric fields. In this lab, you will use vector analysis to understand the concepts of dead reckoning, which is the process of navigation by advancing a known position using course, speed, time, and distance to be traveled. Okay, so you're going to need the following things: one blue pencil, one green pencil, and one red pencil. You don't really need a ruler. I'll leave it to answer these pre-experiment questions. These kind of come from your lesson 2.1 and 2.2 notes. All right, so let's take care of the first procedure. All right, so we're going to be focusing on map number one, which is the map on the left. And if you're looking at this worksheet, that means we'll be focusing on this this map right here, literally the one that says map number one. If you kind of turn your page, you kind of rotate your page upwards, I suppose. The map number one will be on the bottom. Okay, so let us go back up to the top. So it says part one, your ship can sail 10 squares per month. So this is a scale, and what that scale is saying is that for every 10 squares, that's going to equal 1 month of traveling. Okay, so we're going to start from Spain and we're going to travel westward. So if you recall, never eat sour watermelons, westward means that way. And we're going to draw one vector for each month, okay, using the red pencil. So now I'm going to switch my colors, okay, and I'm going to go down here. So can I make this smaller for you guys to see? Oh, excellent, excellent. Okay, fantastic. So you might have to turn like your computer or whatever device you're watching this on to follow along with me. So we're gonna start right here at Spain, and we're gonna count 10 boxes. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, a vector has an arrowhead. Okay, so that was one. So now we're gonna keep doing this until we make landfall. Okay, so again we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 9, 10. Oh, there you go. Again, another arrowhead. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully my iPad isn't messing anything up here. Okay, and then we're going to count one more again. We are looking to make landfall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, again, make sure you have your arrowhead. So what's really important here is we said that the scale was for every 10 squares we had is representative of 1 month. However, this portion right here, and let me see, that they have like the little laser pointer still. The, oh my gosh, no. It's okay, I could undo that. Oops, LOL. Um, Sorry guys. Let's see, they have a little. Oh, I think that's laser pointer. Excellent. So this I don't even know. Hopefully you can see this. So this thing right here, it only has 5 squares, right? So one could say that, well, if 10 squares is equal to a month, then 5 squares is equal to 0.5 of a month. Okay, right? So half of a month, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have 0.5 here. So you do have some questions in the top of your thing here, right here for the part one. So I will let you, figure that information out. What country are you making landfall in, and how many months does it take for you to reach that land? Okay, so let's move on to part two. It says, unfortunately, the wind does not always blow the way you want. To determine how the wind affects our travel, let's include the wind vector. Okay, that's pretty important information. First, draw your ship vector, right? Just like in part one, using your red pencil. Now at the end of that vector, we're going to add the wind vector, and we're going to use the blue pencil. Additionally, you're going to have one more vector now. So now we're going to draw in the resulting vector, also known as the resultant, right? And right here where it says blue, I meant to write green, so if you could kind of correct that on your own sheets. Okay, this will be where your first month ends, and you're going to do this for each month. Okay, so let's look at the directions here. So my first month for my wind vector is 2 squares south, but first I have to draw my ship vector. So again, we're still on this bottom map right here, and we're still using this map, number 1. Good news is for us is, if you recall, we already have the ship vector drawn in. So now we're going to do 2, oops, wrong pen. We're going to do 2 southward, right off that ship vector. Okay, at that point, we're going to need to draw in a resultant. We're going to label it R. Keep in mind, a resultant starts from the tail of the first vector to the tip of the last vector. So you may want to use like a straight edge ruler here if you are some sort of straight edge object. Oops, excuse me, sorry. I apologize for coughing. Anyway, so now we're going to go back up. Okay, so we have to draw another ship vector, and then the second month is 4 diagonal squares southeast. So never eat sour watermelon. Southeast would be going in that direction. It's going to be a diagonal. Okay. So again, let me draw my ship vector. Every ship vector is always going to be 10. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Again, this is where we're going to see the diagonal for the wind. Okay. So I have 4 to the southeast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Okay, again, we always need to draw in a resultant. Resultant is going to start from the tail of the first vector to the tip of the last vector. So this is another resultant. Okay, great. So now again, we're going to go back and we're going to draw in our ship vector, which is 10 boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go check out month number 3, see what the wind's doing here. All right, so wind is going 2 squares west, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So right off my ship vector, I'm going to have 2 squares west. Okay, remember, resultant is just addition, so ideally you would take your colored pencil and kind of draw kind of over that, because we know that it doesn't always have to make a shape, right? A resultant is just the combination of vectors. So that's fine if you draw over it, as long as you label it R in green, that's fine. Right, that's the combination of both the ship vector and the wind vector, okay? Then it says for month number 4, there is no wind, which is pretty important for us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw in our ship vector, okay, which is the red. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Again, excuse me. You have some questions here that you're going to answer. Where did you make landfall now? And how many months did it take you to reach land? So again, you're going to count the number of red lines, your ship vectors in this second part, to indicate how long it took you to go from here, right, the start of Spain, all the way to here, okay, wherever that may be. Hopefully you know how to read a map. So yeah, okay. Then finally we have part 3. So unfortunately, ocean currents, oops, let's get this bread. Okay, so ocean currents affect boats too. Each month you must add a current correction vector to your actual position. So just like in part 2, for each month you will draw your ship vector in red, your wind vector in blue, and now you're going to add an ocean vector in green. Okay, we're still going to use green as the resultant, but we're actually going to label it with the letter R to indicate, okay, that's a resultant, okay? So again, it's the same pattern. So it's literally going to be red, then we go blue, then we go green, and then we go green again, but this time green is representative of the resultant green. Okay, and we're going to draw a little R. Okay, so now we're going to be, pay attention, we're going to be on map number 2. So that means we'll be on the top map right here. Right, so we're on map number 2. So this is the one that's on the top or on the right, depending on how you look at your paper. Okay, so again, we're starting from Spain. We're going to use our ship vector, which is red. So I go here, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Okay. And now I'm going to draw in my wind vector. It's still the same thing as before. So why do I keep grabbing that? My wind vector is going to be for month 1, 2 squares south, and my ocean vector is also going to be 2 squares south. Okay. Again, excuse me. I apologize for the coughs, but I cannot help it. Okay. So make sure you're using the right colored pencils. Wind is blue, your ship is red, and the ocean currents are green, and the resultant is green, but with a little R next to it. Okay, so my my wind vector I just drew in to south. I'm going to draw my ocean current vectors in green, which is also another 2 south, and now I'm going to draw my resultant, right? So I go from the tail of the first vector to the tip of the last vector, and I label it with the letter R. Okay, at this point, I'm going to draw in my my ship vector from where we just finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. Okay. So now I have to go back up and I have to look at what's my next command for month number 2. So month number 2 says 4 diagonal squares southeast for, let me actually use the appropriate color here. Let me use blue. So 4 diagonal squares southeast for wind, and then for the ocean, I'm going to do 2 squares west. Okay, so I'm doing 4 diagonal southeast and then 4 squares west. Okay, so in my blue marker, I'm going to do 4 squares southeast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's my wind vector. Now I have to do 4 boxes to the west for my ocean vector. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again, we're going to draw on the resultant. So I start from the tail of the first one to the tip of the last one. Don't get spooked because it crosses over. That's totally fine. Okay, again, we have to draw in our ship vector, which is red. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, going to follow the commands again. So for month number 3 for wind, we're going to do 2 squares west. For ocean, we're going to do 3 diagonals. Now we're going to do southwest. So I have never eats sour watermelons. That means that my diagonal should be pointing downwards and to the left. Okay. So again, we're going to do, I just forgot the commands. We're going to do 2 squares west for our ocean current. And so I go 1, 2. And then again, we are going to do the, how many spaces did it say? We are going to do 3 diagonal squares southwest, right? Because 3 is right here, just in case I kind of cross it over. So again, right off of our right off of our wind vector, we go 1, 2, 3. And we have made contact. Again, we still need to draw in the resultant. So again, from the tail of the first one to the tip of the last vector. Okay, we're going to put the letter R. That indicates that. Again, try not to freehand it. Use something that's kind of flat and straight so that you can kind of line it up. Okay, so you have some questions here. It says, where did you make landfall now? And how many months did it take to reach land? So again, in terms of your landfall, you're counting the number of red ship markings that we made, and obviously you can read a map and you're going to tell me where exactly made landfall. And then finally, you have your post-experiment questions, right? How did ocean currents and wind play a role in affecting a ship's journey, right? You can use or what you had seen in your own data here. And then you're going to look up this thing called dead reckoning. So we want to know, are there any drawbacks to using dead reckoning as a navigator? So really, is it an accurate way for navigation? Why or why not? And you can look this up on the internet and jot down your answer. Okay. Then you're going to hand in this paper to me. You're more than welcome to borrow colored pencils, but I'm really going to grade on correctness here because I went through how to draw the vectors themselves. You are going to be expected to answer the following questions on your own. Okay, obviously, if you have any questions or concerns, you're more than welcome to email me or message me on Remind. Have a great night, guys.